Hello students, welcome back to the third lecture of fourth unit, project scheduling. In last lecture we have seen what is PERT. We have seen in detail the meaning of PERT and different benefits of PERT. In this lecture, let us discuss the next point, that is development of project network. Let us see what is a project network. A project network, that is also called as a project activity network. It is a graphical description of a sequence in which the terminal events or milestones of a project that must be completed. Okay, the project network, that is similar to the flow chart. Project terminal events of the network represent the activities and deliverables derived from the work breakdown structure, and they are arranged sequentially like in the flow chart, as you can see in the diagram. Let us discuss the basics regarding the network diagram of a project in this project management. In this day and the age of a complex project that the span geographies, time zones, rapidly changing technology and different requirements, they are having tools that enhance the efficiency, that can greatly increase the chances of a project success. Project management tools that helps for the better managing the resources and budgets, and which help to track the project progresses. They are a boon for stressed and overworked project managers. One of such tool is the network diagram in project management, that gives a visual representation of all the workflow of a project, as you can see in the diagram, thus allowing the users to track the progress of a project at any time. In this we will discuss that various characteristics and benefits of the network diagram in the project management. Visual aids like project networks, they have been widely used in project management to help the project managers and team members stay clued in on the progress of a project and share it with all the individuals they are involved in the project. A project network, that is also called as a project activity network, is a graphical description of a sequence in which the terminal event or the milestones of a project that must be completed. The project network is similar to a flow chart. The terminal events of the network, they represent the different activities and deliverables. They are derived from the work breakdown structure, and they are arranged sequentially like in a flow chart. Okay, project network that can be created using techniques like Gantt chart, PERT chart, or critical path management also. There are multiple paths in the project network, but each terminal element here, that must lie on only one path of the network. Let us see what is project management network diagram. The network diagram, they are used by the project managers to track a progress of activities during the courses of a project. In other words, we can say that they represent the workflow of the project. Those involved in the project, they can get a bigger picture of the activities and timelines of the project. The project network diagrams, they help everyone involved in the project to visually track the progress of every phase of the project from its inception to its completion. The network diagram is a chart, and it contains the boxes and arrows also. The boxes, they denote task and responsibilities, and the arrows denote the sequence in which the task must be completed and the schedule of the task. It means that the network diagram also shows how an activity relates to the other and the sequence of the activities that to be conducted here. The precedences of activities, as shown in the above diagram, you can see in the diagram, that is important, as some of the activities have to be completed before the next one starts. The network diagrams also helps to determine the impact of finishing the task early or late on the overall project. Managers can use the network diagrams to better allocate the resources and schedule their timelines. But creating a network diagram, that requires a lot of planning. All the activities, they must be identified and estimated, as leaving even one task out from the network diagram, and that can cause a cascading effect on the projected schedule commitments also, resources allocations also, and cost of the project also. This is what actually the meaning of network diagram in the project management. Let us see what are the types of network diagrams. Project network diagram, they are of two types. One is arrow diagram method. Let us see what is actually the arrow diagram method. As the name suggests, this type of diagram uses arrow to depict the terminal elements or activities. The length of the arrow is typically represent the duration of time that is taken for the completion of a particular activity or the task. The tail here shows that the start of the task while the head shows the completion of the task. The order of activities or their precedences is represented by a circle that are connected by the arrows. The diagram may also contain the dummy tasks also that are used to show that interdependencies between the different tasks. Dummy tasks, though, do not represent any real sequence activities, but they are more of checkpoints or the milestones that may need to be completed on the way of moving forward with the next task. Let us see what are the advantages of the arrow diagram method. It is simple to create, it is easy for understanding, it helps to track the project schedule also, and helps in what if the analysis is there in the project structure. The second type of network diagram method is precedence diagram method. The precedence diagram method too, like an ADMs, are used in a project management. The activities they are represented by the boxes or the nodes, as we have seen the definitions of all the terms nodes, boxes, and different terms. The arrows connecting them represent the relationship between the activities. Depending on the precedences of the activities, the arrows they are representing the different relationship. For example, let us see an arrow that can be used to show that an activity that cannot start before the completion of its predecessors. Okay, or if both the activities that can be started simultaneously. There are some of the ways of developing the diagram and connecting the task based on the precedences. First is finish to start. An activity has to be completed before starting the next activity. Start to start. Both the activities can start togetherly. Finish to finish. Both tasks needed to finish togetherly. Start to finish. This is the rare dependency and requires one activity to start before the other can be finished. The duration of completion of the particular activity that can be mentioned over the arrow that is connecting the activity to its successor. Let us see what are the advantages of this particular PDM, that is precedence diagram method. This PDM makes the planning more efficient by focusing on the relationship and dependencies between the activities. It helps to identify the missing task. The critical task that can be identified and prioritized here in the PDM. This PDM helps in evaluating the alternatives also. It helps to share the project timelines across the team and with the stakeholders. It helps the project manager to better manage and control the different projects. Now, let's see what are the benefits of the actual network diagram. Being a visual aid, the network diagram they have lots of advantages. The first advantage is aid for tracking the project. We can track the project here. Sequential arrangement of project activities helps for the better plan and schedule of the project. The network diagram helps to visually monitor the project status, project success. Detailed representation that is helps to identify the critical activities. It helps to identify the risk in the terms of time delays. Okay, this network diagram helps to identify the codependent activities for the different tasks. Network diagram also helps to resolve the issues that may arise in the courses of the project. It can be shared with the project team members also. It is useful for project team members who can better understand the visual representation. Increases the project productivity also. The network diagram represents the project scope and its macro levels. Network diagram is used to create the project schedule. It helps in budget allocation also. There are lots of advantages of network diagram. This network diagram helps to establish the clear deadlines. It is used to estimate the duration of the project. Network diagram helps in resource allocation as items are clearly represented here. The accurate description of activities helps in getting funding and in getting together the right team. Enhances the efficiency as the teams are well aware of deadlines. These are all the advantages of the network diagram. As there are some of the disadvantages also. It can be expensive tool to create the network diagram. It may involve too many activities and the task and may be difficult for the purpose of understanding. There may be errors when creating the network diagram. Network diagram that can be misinterpreted, that can lead to serious errors in the way the project is executed. It may get affected by the external factors also. These are some of the disadvantages of the network diagram.